Hey y'all, welcome back to another sweet episode of Hopped Up Beer Review. Today we are drinking Highland Pilsner from Highland Brewing Company out of Asheville, North Carolina. Stick around, you're in for a treat.
Highland Pilsner, stay with me. Highland Pilsner, set me free. Moss on the glass, salt in the air. Highland Pilsner, take me there.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer that we're drinking and reviewing. We're back, and Wes has decided to join us again. We didn't run him off last time. For some reason he's joined us this many times. I don't know why, but he is back. Wes, thanks for joining us on another beer show here. Glad to have you. There's Andy in the attic.
Yeah,
There's Jay.
absolutely. Thank you.
That was my fault. I paused it.
Sorry, my bad.
Oh, it's bad.
I'm not used to having four people on here.
700 times.
Yeah, I'm not used to, it's just the power. It's the rule of four, you know. There's Andy in the attic. There's Jay.
Wes, you screwed it all up.
I'm Ben. What are we drinking today, gentlemen?
Highland Pilsner. Highland Brewing.
I will say out of 700-ish shows that we've done, we've probably had a guest on, 20, 30 of them?
Yeah, maybe 2 or 3%.
Yeah. And then Wes has been the guest probably
Half the time.
75% of that time.
At least.
So it's obvious we like you. I just don't know why you like us. I guess maybe that's
Well, I come for the beer and I stay for the trivia. So,
well, you're in luck, my friend.
I don't disappoint you on this one.
yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Smells Pilsnery.
Indeed, it does.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mate.
Small glasses. Cheers, mate.
Small
Cheers, mate.
Pilsner glass.
Big hands.
Spider hand. Look at that. Oh my God. All right. Highland Pilsner is a Pilsner. 5.5%, 30 IBUs. It's offered year round. It is a crisp and clean with a smooth malt backbone, balancing bitterness, subtle sweetness, and dry finish. It's they describe it as German style. Uses pearl sapphire. I thought it would be sapphire, but there was no E on the end, so sapphire. Hallertau, Blanc, and Hersbrucker hops. I'm not so familiar with the Hersbrucker sapphire. Hallertau and Blanc. And it uses Pilsner malt. There's only one malt. That's all I could find about the beer. They weren't really promoting it that much. It says it's golden and crisp and dry with herbal and floral aromas from all, I guess it says all German hops. So I guess Hersbrucker is a very German word. This comes to us from Highland Brewing Company out of Asheville, North Carolina. We went over it very recently because of our guest Wes and being a native North Carolinian. And we like to have him on for our North Carolina beers. It's a regional brewery founded in 1994. Please reference our our AVL IPA episode for that, about the history of the beer. It's the largest independent family-owned brewery native to the Southeast. And the founder was Oscar Wong, who was really the godfather of craft brewing. Blew it up in there in Asheville, and it is today thanks to him. For all our other faithful fans who know when Wes is on, we like to learn about North Carolina, and I did not want to disappoint with knowing more. We warmed up.
Andy, the problem is Wes is our faithful fan. So
really?
if you run him off, then we will be famous. So
Well, I think in North Carolina, to get your GED, you have to have some state knowledge. So we're helping you out here, Wes. This is, your second chance. Here we go. We started off easy on AVL, and let's warm up a little bit. Can you, the state bird of North Carolina? I thought it was another thing, and I swear it was something else, but maybe now I'm thinking South Carolina. So I think I'm thinking South Carolina. So that the state bird of North Carolina. Oh, here's a hint. It was on one of our beers that we reviewed in the past.
State bird is the cardinal.
Yes, more specifically, the northern cardinal. But we'll give you credit for that. Can you give me specifically what the state tree is?
The longleaf pine.
Sorry, you weren't specific. It's the shortleaf pine. AI is what told me, so you can't. It is on the internet. It's got to be true. Oh, I think.
Did I miss that?
Oh,
it went dark.
It went out again. Okay, is that how you get out of the trivia? Yeah, it was the shortleaf pine, not the longleaf pine. Gosh, you were
the
born
state,
here, right?
The state toast references the longleaf pine, so that's why I thought.
You know what? That would make sense. Why would you have as your state tree the shortleaf, but you're toasting the longleaf?
Right.
Where's your allegiance?
Exactly.
All right. And I don't want to give it away, but what is the state beverage?
I'm going to guess beer.
No, it's milk. Why would
moonshine first?
We're in the Bible Belt, man. Come on. This is not going to be beer. This isn't the Czech Republic. How many carnivorous plants can you guess?
What?
Because North Carolina has a state carnivorous plant.
he didn't hear you, and that's okay. No.
Okay. Well, it's the Venus flytrap. That's the state carnivorous plant. But I do want to put out there, do you like miniature golf, Wes? Have you played it in North Carolina?
Yes, I have.
Can you tell me where the first miniature golf course in the United States was?
I'm going to guess North Carolina.
But specifically what city in North Carolina? You have your partial credit. You're getting partial credit. Can we get the full credit here?
So I'm going to think shoot from the hip here, and let's go. No idea. I'm just going to say Charlotte. I don't know.
That's Fayetteville. You were so
that
close,
one too.
But I have no idea where Fayetteville is. I'm guessing Fayetteville is full of miniature golf courses now. It's probably like Gatlinburg with nothing but goat and pancake houses. Fayetteville is just like mini golf all over the place. So
yeah. So Fayetteville is gosh, Jay, the base, the Rangers,
It used to
or
be
the Airborne.
Fort Bragg.
Yes, thank you. Gosh, couldn't think of
it. You do currently live in North Carolina. You were born here. They were raised there.
Correct.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, do I need to throw out another state trivia? Because I'm kind of getting confused now.
Are you done?
Well, you went from the easy to the hard ones.
Yeah, there's more where that came, but I can be done. Sorry.
If I can tell every viewer of the show, Jay, I'm sure you'll agree with this. What it is like to know Andy for the last 30 years. I think the last about 3.5 minutes really encompasses that, because he's going to ask you questions, and when you get them wrong, he's going to he's going to correct you for any minute detail.
Because we're in the search for truth.
So
right.
That's why he does all the informative section of.
We don't want any
Jay,
false information.
Jay and I just wanted to drink and talk about beer, and Andy's giving us all the information.
You asked me.
All right.
You had to persuade me to do this show.
All right. Let's see what Andy thinks of this beer since he likes to talk so much.
There you go. Great idea, Jay. Great idea.
This is a fine Pilsner. I really like it. Kind of like the one we had recently. That'll come out soon. Mississippi Queen. No, that was Blondale. What was the Pilsner we had recently? Oh, the Tiny
Bomb.
Yeah. It's got a lot of flavor. It's full bodied for a Pilsner. And I think, I guess it's all those hops that they're throwing in there. It's really good. And they described it well. Smooth malt backbone, balancing bitterness and a subtle sweetness, and maybe a dry finish. I don't know. It's good. I kind of have the feel like, Jay, you've mentioned in the past, you're not a Pilsner guy, so you're not going to rank them very high. But this is about as high as I get on some Pilsners. 7.5. It's quality. It's got so much more flavor than your macros. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll jump in and go next because I'm going to echo a lot of that. I think the one thing that I would add to this, and I think for me, it's really interesting because we had the Tiny Bomb recently, and one of the stories of Tiny Bomb was that it's made with like 50 pounds of honey, and we don't know to what ratio that was. But I almost got a little honey on the first couple of sips of this one. That was, for me, you guys know, honey is not anything I've ever been able to drink to take in a beer.
Has ever seen honey or there's nothing about.
I don't really know what honey is, but
that's been a past episode with us here. It's like we're talking about honey. It's like
I don't take, but a little bit of that in this one. But I think overall, I'm with you in that this is probably the top of the Pilsner ladder for me. It is flavorful. It's one that, it's crushable. I think that, sitting here during trivia time, again, I'm drinking a lot of it.
And learning.
Yeah. So I think this is 7.5. I think this is one that if I could get, I would grab and throw in the back of the fridge or the front of the fridge, maybe the middle of the fridge, and just keep it on hand, to grab one every once in a while. 5.5%. This could be a filler beer. So I think it's a good one to keep on hand. Jay.
Yeah.
Mr. Pilsner himself. What say you?
Yeah. They describe it as advertised. It's crisp. It is dry. I don't know about the herbal and floral, but it definitely comes through as a German Pilsner to me, even though it is like American made. And you guys know, like, Pilsners they're probably one of my least favorite type of beers, and a lot of them. It's still better than anything with coffee, but yeah. It's interesting because we're somewhat biased. We judge things against what we drank yesterday, and you could tell a difference, or at least I can, drastically between one with honey and one without honey.
Yes,
exactly. Yes, I agree.
It cuts some of that bitter pills out of there. So for me, I'm going to give it a 7. It's a really good Pilsner, and they've done a great job of describing it. I think it's good for what it is. I'd drink it again, but it's not something that I'm going to go fill my fridge with.
As Jay alluded to a little bit, we did review Tiny Bomb yesterday. So granted, it will not be released in the, it'll be released in a different order potentially, but we actually had that Pilsner yesterday with honey. This one doesn't have honey. I couldn't taste honey yesterday. I tasted it today. Maybe it's just left over from, there's so much honey in Tiny Bomb. I'm still just,
So when we asked Ben to describe honey, he was like, oh, it's a stringy, leafy thing that grows off of trees. And then, you clip it, you boil it down. Yeah. Ben doesn't know what honey is.
So if anyone would like to send honey to Hopped Up Beer Review, we will supply it to Ben for taste testing.
Yeah, I'll take honey. Honey's good stuff. All right. Wes, what do you think on this one?
So there are a lot of breweries that advertise a German Pils, that say that, hey, we make a German Pils. Most of them do not taste like a German Pils, like an authentic German Pils, like something you would have in your advent calendar, whatever that you guys have done before. This one, I think, hits right on the mark. It does have those spicy, strong, bitter, noble hops. It does have all the bread crust and all that in it as well. It does have the subtle sweetness. Full mouthfeel. Just it's a good beer. I like this one. I'm with you guys. Filler beer. To start the evening, to finish things off. However you want to throw this one in there. It's good. Yeah, I'm gonna go 7.5 as well. Yeah, no, this is just a solid offering, much better than a lot of other pilsners that are marketed today.
And Wes, how much honey would you say you tasted in this beer? Just if you had to throw it out there.
Probably not the 50 pounds that are in Tiny Bomb.
Yeah. Okay.
But maybe, maybe a splash on the front end.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good to hear.
It doesn't have as much honey as it does twang.
There you go.
Both mythical for this beer.
That is going to be a 7.4 for the Pilsner from Highland Brewing Company. Definitely worth checking out and letting us know what you think down in the comments, or hop on into our Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server. It is a chat room, and as we've said before, Wes joined us in our Discord Hopped Up Beer Review server. We became friends, and he is now a part of the history of our little lame beer show here. So thanks as always for joining, Wes. Appreciate you having another show. You gonna come back for another one?
Absolutely, man. I mean, my clout depends on it.
All right. So we've worked out the thing with your agent where my calls are going to get through now.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. I said,
okay.
Listen, no more blocking Ben. I don't care who else you
You'll
block.
get your royalties, Wes. You'll get your royalties. We promise.
That was a technical issue that has been worked out. Right. Is what I'm hearing. So, all right. Well, thanks again for joining us on another beer. Glad to have you on another show. We've got Hopped Up Beer Review merch, Hopped Up Beer Review Patreon, Hopped Up Beer Review other stuff. Jay's ready to be done, so I guess that's my cue there.
Winky face at somebody.
Yeah, well, I mean, according to the way the boxes look to me, it's actually Wes. So Wes, you get to face today. You may not want to join another show, but if you do, there you go. But yeah, hey, thanks for watching this video, making it this far. Be sure to like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell. For Jay, Andy in the attic, and Wes, I am Ben. Thanks for watching. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Highland Pilsner, stay